what's happening here that's not happening anyplace else.
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole, Miami Hurricanes,
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
We live, cuz.
We live? Oh. It's the roll up, it's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State. Happy New Year. Happy whatever you celebrate this time of the year. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? Sorry for the late. Sorry for the wait, man. We had some technical issues, but how y'all boys feeling?
I'm good, man. Yeah, we've been getting our ass whooped by technology, but in this case, it is not our fault at all. So we do apologize for the hold up. It's 100% on the service provider, so we gotta get on the hotline with them people and be like, "Come on, my brother, what's going on with you?" But
already,
yeah. Happy New Year's to you, gentlemen, as well. I don't think I spoke to y'all in a little bit, actually. Not too much since previous to the New Year, or since the New Year, excuse me. But yeah, everything cool, man. The weather here in Melbourne, Florida is a nice, easy, breezy 73, 74-ish or something like that. Nice day. How you doing, Steve?
Feeling pretty good, my brother. Contrary to what your weather like, mine is like a complete 180. It's been dark, cloudy, and rainy all day in Tally. Just calmed down a little bit. Thunderstorm kind of slowed down a little bit. But other than that, yeah, everything's pretty good though, brother. We haven't really spoke, like you said, since the New Year. Happy New Year to everyone, man. I was expecting you to pull up at the tailgate.
Oh man, I was pulling up, man. That's technical difficulties. I was trying to make a few things crack that day, and by the time I look, I was like, "Damn, it's running late, man." I was like, "Ah," and it ain't but like an hour drive. I heard it was live out there though, bro. Looked like it.
Yeah, man, it was a pretty good event, man. Appreciate everyone that came out. It was real dope. Set the vibes off. Well, ended the season really, really good. Shout the line for coming out there and shooting everything. Everyone that was involved, it was real dope. Food was great. We had some seafood out there. Everyone loved that. Liquor. Good vibes, man. Yeah, 100%. It was really good. And the location was dope. It was probably like 700 feet from the damn stadium, if that, man. Like a straight shot. It was real dope.
Dope. Yeah, it looked like great vibes out there, dog. From all the visuals. Wish I could have made it out there, man, but couldn't make that drive.
They definitely was asking for y'all boys too. What's up? Where Larry on? They definitely was asking for y'all boys.
I was contemplating the morning of, man, but also a drive down to the Aventura Mall was also on the agenda, man. To get some a few things still like post Christmas vibes or whatever, post holiday, whatever you celebrate. But how was y'all New Year's? Y'all did anything special on New Year's?
Nah, I was here, so I opted to stay in Florida instead of going back home. Because like going back home now is a thing because I don't have an apartment there anymore. So I was like, bro, you didn't arrange nothing with nobody, and I was like, I also ain't got the extra bread to blow on the hotel right now, so I just kicked it here, man. Solo dolo. Me and my cat. You know what I'm saying? Kicked it, had my feet up and looking out the breezeway, and looking over the balcony, excuse me, and just brought it in by myself, man, which is cool. I've done that a lot of times. I kind of like that solo reflective time.
For sure.
Like you came in by yourself, chances are you're gonna leave by yourself. So, think about what you got to do to make improvements in your life. I do think that's something that you can take a moment and make it important. So I try. I'm like the average human, though. That should be out the window in 2 months, but my spirit is there. My heart is in it.
Right. So Harlan said he's trying to reach out. Not Harlan, sorry. Taylor's trying to reach out. See, I just had a damn thought about what you just said too. It kind of slipped my mind.
Am I bringing it in?
Yeah, New Year's. So yeah, New Year's. Speaking of New Year's, my apologies. Yeah. I had a family member that passed away, so we was all down in the same area for the weekend. It was pretty.
Condolences, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Aunt passed away, so we're pretty much all down in Central Florida, the Wildwood Bushnell area for the weekend. And it was I ain't gonna say perfect timing because I was already in Orlando, so pretty much just stayed down in Central Florida from that Wednesday since I went down for the tailgate all the way throughout the rest of the weekend. But for New Year's itself, like I said, New Year's Eve, we had the actual funeral since it was that Saturday. But once we, of course, we all got together, kicked it, hung out, brought a New Year's together. So that was real cool. We had the drinks flowing, played some games, did some karaoke, all that type of vibe. So it was really cool.
You got on the mic, bro?
I got on the mic, dog.
What's your go-to?
So my go-to is...
Yeah, definitely Paul, my bad.
My go-to is... damn it, I saw that I Gotta Be by Jagged Edge and that Drew Hill, Cisco, Incomplete.
Okay.
Easy song, you feel me? Let the beat carry, you ain't got to use my voice too much where they looking at me crazy. But it was dope. Then we had one family member, he was fucking terrible. Oh my God. Everybody. When I say terrible,
shit, man.
Yeah. He was the one that everybody, he could sing. Motherfucker.
Bro, like the acoustics are all wrong in here. I'm sorry.
Hey, who cousin this is?
Who invited this guy?
Yeah, who invited this guy?
That's what's up, man.
We got together under unfortunate circumstances, but to bring it in together was real dope, though.
Yeah, that's what's up. A whole lot of chilling for me. Went out to dinner, early dinner. I'm not a New Year's go out person, bro. Like over the years, I went out maybe a few times. Every time I ever went out, it was just not a great time. So I'm like Larry. I like to chill, be low key. With some loved ones, man. So I just had dinner, bro, early as hell. I was home because I wanted to watch the football game as well. So got home at a decent time. I was home by like 9 o'clock. Watched the game on the couch and vibed out, bro. Ended up passing out.
Sleep on the game. Y'all think about the playoffs? Sleep on it?
Yeah. While we talk, I wanted to nod it off, bro, because I kind of knew. I just didn't believe, man. So
now it was some good shit for both.
No, it was I nodded off. I was in and out of sleep as the game was going. Kush was big, so I was trying to stay awake. You know what I'm saying? So I was in and out of it. But when I passed out. And one time, like and subscribe. You like and subscribe to the channel before we get going here. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. All that helps our algorithms. It don't cost nothing to show love. Also, one time for everybody just kicking it with us live here. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us and being patient with us. But yeah, man, so you watching the game when Georgia got down 2 scores. Every time they got down 2 scores, I was like, yeah, that just ain't enough. I just felt like they better get up 3 scores. Like Georgia could score from anywhere with those with the Avengers. So I just think I never thought Ohio State was gonna win the game, especially after after Harrison got hurt. I was kind of out of it.
Hey, that was my take of the game too. I think the first drive, matter of fact, Harrison got that. I was like, them boys give Stroud some time because we know the weakness of Georgia defense is
a killer, bro.
Yeah, he is. The weakness of their defense is the secondary, and I said they give Stroud some time. Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna have a field day against Georgia, and he definitely had a field day against Georgia.
Yeah, I was like, I was kind of in and out of it. Catch a glimpse of it. Same exact vibes too. Like everybody's, what a great game. I was like you. I was like, I just think Georgia gonna win this.
No, I think for the complete, yeah, they did. They definitely.
It was a great game, by the way. Like,
yeah,
both of them.
Yeah, a lot of people was talking about TCU shouldn't have been in there, etc. And talk about playoff games in general. We usually get 2 good ones. There's probably one and then one blowout. But both of them was really solid games. TCU, they pretty much handled Michigan the whole game. Michigan kept fighting, clawing away, and responded. But every time Michigan would respond and bounce back, TCU had an answer for them. So shout out to TCU and Horn Frost. And it's crazy, man. Them boys was 5-7 last year.
Yeah, man. There's hope, Canes, man.
Yeah, great turnaround. But there were some key moments in the game. I thought when the fake punt they was about to pull off, but Kirby got the last second timeout, or they gave it to him. That changed the end of the game. They'd have got that up those 2 possessions. I thought they was going to either go score or milk some clock right there. That would have been a huge momentum change in the game. But Kirby, he got that, and he got benefited 2 years in a row with top receivers getting injured while they was getting torched, man. So right now he got the woo doctor, bro. He got the right woo specialist on his side, man. Things working out for him, bro.
Yeah, that shit wasn't looking positive for a long time, bro. I was. Like I say, first, second quarter, I think Georgia still go winning, man. But further and further, the game went on third, fourth quarter. I don't know, man. Ohio State may have enough to pull it off. And now people's questioning that hit on Marvin Harrison Jr. Whether he was targeted or not. I do think that was a key component in the game because I don't think he returned to the game, whether it was targeting or not. Just losing him for that game, who was the X factor for Ohio State, that definitely helped out Georgia in the process. But I don't know. For me, I guess per rule that was targeting, but he didn't really launch at him. He led with his shoulder, even though it was in the head and neck area. I don't think he launched at Marvin Harrison Jr. So I didn't have an issue with the non-targeting call for that play at all.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't think it was targeting. I mean, it's you gotta keep in mind it's a violent game.
Yeah, we've seen that Monday.
We had this situation in Buffalo, matter of fact. Buffalo and Cincinnati game. Prayers to that brother. What's his name? I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if that ain't targeted, then it's definitely an inconsistent call. I thought it was a shot to the head. I think shots to the head are just targeting, in my opinion. I know they was talking about lean with the crown, which that was suspect as well, but I don't know how you look at that call and say that's not targeting, bro. That's that
well, either way he's out.
The game's violent, but yeah, either way he's out. That doesn't change nothing. But the defender, I mean, the penalty and some other thing changes after that, right? That affects the game. But anywho, that's just football. Players gonna get injured. Georgia, the better team, won. I did thought Ohio State had a good game plan, and Trod is just he's just an animal. You know what I'm saying? I like the competitiveness, and I thought he had an opportunity to win. I thought he got a little bit soft down the stretch, man. I thought that they should have went for it.
I didn't like that play caller, man. I didn't like that call.
Field goal. I thought it was corny.
And it was a long field goal I didn't like that play calling down the stretch.
That joint never had a chance, man.
Bro, look at it. As soon as he lined up, I said, well, I've seen this movie. I can tell you how this one is. He misses this. I wasn't no doubt in my mind he about to miss this kick. Because like you say, I don't know, man. I think it's something. It's like bad. Like the football guys don't want you playing for no field goals. You know what I'm saying? It's like go for it. Let's make it as fun as possible. And yeah, when they lined it up, I said, oh, yeah, he's definitely missing this kick. And like you said, from the minute he kicked it, that thing had no chance.
No chance whatsoever.
Yeah, everything after that first down, because it was a pretty big gain on first down to get within that range. But those 3 plays after that, man, it was just, what are y'all doing? But that's neither here nor there. Like you said, Ryan, they did have a pretty good game plan because they had a lot of success against a very good defense of Georgia. So shout out to Ryan Day.
Yeah, no doubt. One time, man, for our sponsors, VayCay.com. TakeAVayCay.com. Visit TakeAVayCay.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP.
Shit. Like I said, we have some technical difficulties, people. No, you had
fell out.
You fell out for a second while you're in the middle of the ad read.
Oh man! Shout out to the great folks at TakeAVayCay.com, man. Use coupon code ROLLUP for 10% off of gummies, vapes. The gummies come in 4 flavors: blue raspberry, kiwi, watermelon, and pomegranate. They have vapes in Straw Nana, Blue Dream, Cherry Pie, Bubblegum OG. Some good products, premium THC Delta 8 products to your mailbox. All of it's federally legal. You don't need an MMJ card. In any state, anywhere you at, visit TakeAVayCay.com. Roll up for 10% off. Enjoy the vibes. If you can't afford to take a vacay, visit TakeAVayCay.com. Boy, you cut the video off and then cut the sound.
To blow your nose.
Hey, we full of bloopers today, man.
No, you cut. No, yeah, you didn't cut the sound off on you mute on the app, I guess.
It's a crazy ass app. That's why my mic was muted. Well, I tell you, yeah, this is a goddamn circus today.
TakeAVayCay.com. Where we at with it, man? It's been a busy week, dog. It's a lot of things going on. I know we got some national talk, and I do want to talk more about the Hamlin and Skip Bayless, but we'll talk about that later. Let's get into some Big 3 talk. Who you guys want to start with it?
I'll kick it off with the bowl game, matter of fact, since we had the game. Yeah, so we wrap up the bowl game of the Cheez-It Bowl. FSU won 35-32 against Oklahoma. A lot more closer than my liking. I thought it'd be a blowout. I did say on the show that it could possibly get a little bit weird, and it definitely did. The issue with just looking back at the game, I get to the offense in a second. Let's talk about the defense for the second. What they did. The issue with the success that Oklahoma had on offense, I believe, is just we couldn't stop the damn run, man. It's pretty much been the same issues we had all season. They had 2 running backs go over 100 yards, and Javonte Barnes, and Gavin Sawchuk. Once we had, I know Larry probably go loud, but Lovett was out. He was hurt that game. And then we had Jerry Jackson transfer. Didn't have him depth-wise. So I think we only had like 4 viable bodies on the defensive line. That was Big Coop, the senior, Malcolm Ray, Joshua Farmar, and what was Dennis Briggs. Go ahead.
The Fable was out, right?
Yeah.
These people was going crazy about him announcing he coming back. And with all due respect, where in the fuck was he going?
Nah, he was legit. He was legit contemplating in the draft because, like I said, it was his 4th year. Just was go shoot his luck within the draft. But again, like this whole year been pretty much injury riddled. We got the first half of the season. Man. Yeah.
I did not
first
know
half of the season
and
the bowl game. Yeah, we had like 4 eligible defensive tackles, so it was ugly, and it was kind of like a tale of both teams in regards to the detriment they had because their interior offensive line. We know Oklahoma had their start. Most of the starters were out, but they recruit O-line pretty well, and they had some capable guys in the middle, like their guards and things like that. They did a really good job in the run blocking. But whenever they had to pass, we got a lot of pressure on those young tackles with Jared Verse and other defensive ends. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Whenever they ran the ball, they had success. Whenever they passed the ball, we had some success with getting after the pass or them not being able to pass block. But that was the main issue I had. Dylan Gabriel, he made some plays with his legs as well, some plays downfield his arm. I do feel like he underthrew a couple balls that could have been big touchdowns for Oklahoma. But again, like I said, the pressure and getting to him kind of threw off a lot of timing. But overall, defense, that was my only issue with defense. It's just the run defense. We couldn't stop the damn run. Oklahoma ran it down our damn throats. And the good thing we do have, Fabian Lovett coming back. Got Daryl Jackson from Miami transferring in. And also Fisk, Braden Fisk, the number 1 defensive tackle out of the transfer portal. So to have those guys come in is going to be very much needed as far as the run defense because that was a weakness for us this whole year, especially something that's supposed to be a position of strength coming into the season. We know injuries did help with that, but that's why you got to have solid depth in the trenches on both sides, especially the defensive line, man. You got to have solid bodies on the defensive line. Offensively, it was a slow start, but once we got going, man, we got going. Jordan Travis played an excellent game, had 418 yards passing and 50 rushing. He did break the FSU record for total yards in the game with over 450. Johnny Wilson had 8 catches for 202 yards. He had 1 big drop, and it was crazy. It was like a gimme drop. 2 would probably been a walk-in touchdown, an accurate throw by Jordan Travis. And we'll get to Jordan Travis in a second, man. Just talk about his stats, man. Just the command and how he just looked. Everything he did Thursday, man, it was just in control. Like he had full control of the offense. But Johnny Wilson had a big day, broke the FSU record for most receiving yards in the bowl game. Could have had around 250, 260 yards if he didn't drop that 1 pass. It was crazy. That was an easy pass. He made a bunch of hard catches throughout the rest of the game. But that's pretty much been the story of Johnny Wilson this year. And I think, again, with Johnny Wilson, this is his first year. And the same with Trey Benson. He had a great year, but in Oklahoma, he had some fight throughout the year. I'm just reading holes and things like that. Both him and Johnny Wilson, this is like their first year of actual experience playing college football. Red shirt at Oregon and Arizona State didn't have some injuries the past year that kind of held them off the field. So this is their first year actually playing college football. So they're getting the reps on the field for college football. So it's going to be exciting for them moving forward. Trayshawn Ward, I'm going to get to him in a second as well, but he had a really big game rushing the ball, took up the slack for Trey Benson in the running game, had 80 yards on 2 touchdowns, only on a few carries as well. 10 carries for 81 yards for Trayshawn Ward. So offensively, things are just humming. Jordan Travis just looked full command of the offense, man. I don't know, man. It just looked night and day. And it's kind of hard to put this in perspective in regards to Jordan Travis and just the growth over the past year with him. He's like an extension of the coach on the field, man. If you look at some of the missed throws, not necessarily missed throws, incomplete throws. I think he was right in the throws. Just Rome routes by the receiver. After the huddle, after the play, talking to them throughout the route or throughout the play in regards. So you should have did this, you should have did that. That's why I said he has full reins of this Mike Norvell offense, and it's just a comfort level for him. I think this shit is starting to get real easy for Jordan Travis, and we're starting to see the game that he plays. I think that momentum will carry within the 2023 season. But again, though, good bowl game, exciting bowl game. It was a packed house out at Campbell World Stadium, and the shit was really like it was a home game for FSU. It was probably like 90 to 10% Oklahoma. You can't really see it as far. Now Oklahoma does travel well, but a home. And we kind of figured this. So you got a state of Florida home game for FSU, like Orlando, Jacksonville, those type of games would have been a pretty good crowd, especially after the season we had. A lot of people wanting to see this 10th win, but No Nation definitely showed up, and FSU secured the 10th win, the first 10-win season since 2016 when we had beat Michigan in the Orange Bowl. That's pretty much all I got from the bowl game perspective. You said what, Rose?
Some people weren't coming out there for no 6 or 16.
Yeah, Oklahoma, they definitely won.
I mean, good luck.
Yeah, we'll catch on the two.
We'll
definitely catch on the two. Go ahead.
Game was definitely closer than we all thought.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Especially like I wasn't even gonna watch it. I was like, man, they about to blow this shit out. I ain't trying to see them boys be happy. And then I just started walking by the TV. I'm like, oh man, this shit look like a game. Oklahoma was marching that bitch up and down the field early, so I was like, okay, the Florida State defense ain't about shit today. So we about to have a football game. What's your feel on the defense?
Yeah, my feel on defense is, man, like I said, just that defense, my defensive line, man, that the run defense wasn't good at all. That was my main issue with the game, was looking at just the run defense. We couldn't get the feel on third down. It was a lot of the same shit I've been complaining about all fucking year with Fuller in the defense, that they'll do good on first and second, get them in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 situations, and we just can't capitalize, get off the field, man. Third down defense has been one of the worst for FSU, especially during those situations. Oklahoma was 8 of 17 on third down, little less than little slightly under 50%. But again, all the conversions they had, they weren't like 3rd and short, man. It was like 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 plus. So that's my issue, man. Just getting off the field on long distance downs. We got to do better at that. But other than that, just getting off the field on third down in the run defense, that was my biggest issues. Passing wise, I was okay with that. He gave us a 14 and 24 for 243 yards. I could take that, 1 touchdown. Wasn't too great on that end. But again, like I said, the main thing was the rushing attack. We gave up too many rushing yards. We gave up a total. This shit is crazy, man. They had 243 passing yards, and we gave up 253 rushing yards. That's the game right there. We have more damn rushing yards than passing yards. From a defensive perspective, that shit is bad. So the main issue is just we couldn't stop the damn run. 253 rushing yards versus on, and also I know Trav passed for 418, but we only ran for 169, which is something we haven't been accustomed to, rushing less than 200 yards this year. We had a pretty good streak of 200-yard plus games. So Oklahoma did a good job of keeping us under 200 yards rushing, but again, I think Brent V sold out on a run and wanted to try to beat him with his arm, and that's exactly what Trav did, was beat Oklahoma with his arm. But my issue with the defense is 253 rushing yards is pitiful. That's way too much. Way too much.
Shout out Trav, man. I'm proud of you, man. Come a long way. Now go to the draft.
Nope.
Y'all selfish, bro. Y'all selfish.
And speaking of that, bro, I'll go ahead and get into the segue into people leaving and people staying. As you guys know, Fabian Lovett did recently announce that he's staying. And it was a solid lead for FSU fans, and I know Larry on joke all the time, man. But we seen 253 yards in this goddamn bowl game as far as rushing, man. So Fabo coming back is a big plus, and it's crazy just to see the defensive line with a defensive tackle room, so to speak, from Thursday to what it could be 2023. It's like night and day. It's a lot of people that played on Thursday who I don't foresee having big roles at all within 2023. Just being honest with you, Malcolm Ray, fighter, love him, no this, that, and other, but I just don't think he's FSU caliber. When FSU is FSU caliber defensive tackle. We have a different type of dogs on defense in the defensive line room when we're usually at our peak, and I don't think he fits that mold. So Fable's coming back. Jamie Robinson did enter the draft. Shout out to Jamie. I think he could get drafted pretty. I don't know. Just depends on needs and things like that. We had an amazing bowl game. Had over 10 tackles, tackle for loss, sack. Was just really effective disruptor. So Jamie went ahead and entered the draft. Shout out to him. Treshaun Ward. This was a shock by a lot of people, but not really a shock by FSU fans because we kind of seen it right on the wall with recent reports the last couple of weeks. He entered the transfer portal. I know Auburn, Washington, Colorado, and Arizona State are some of the teams that's reaching out to him. You know, Arizona State with Kenny Dillingham being the head coach now, former FSU offensive coordinator last year. Familiar with Treshaun Ward and his ability. As far as just from a vision standpoint, he had the best vision on a team in regards to our running back, in regards to the running back room. Great vision, sees holes before they open up, cuts, things like that. Doesn't have the top end speed, which is the only thing Treshaun Ward don't have. I mean, everything else, he's like a complete damn back. Catches the ball out of the backfield. Just once he gets to the second level, he gets caught sometimes because he doesn't have that Dalvin Cook or this is that top end speed to open things up and take the top off the defense in regards to breaking his long runs. But he's going to be severely missed just from what he does. But I do understand the reason why. He wants to have number one back carries. And that just wasn't a guarantee at FSU, man, with Trey Benson, him, Lawrence Toafili, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong name incorrectly, Cassiziah Holmes, the transfer from Penn State, 4-star running back. He won Scout Team Player of the Year for FSU. Wasn't eligible to play this year since he transferred during the season, but he is going to be expected to compete for some carries as well. So I think it's going to be a run back by committee with FSU, like it was his past year, just dealing with the hot hand. Ward was hot at first, then Trey got hot, so we went along with him, and then Ward was hot in the bowl game. So he wanted to be the number one guy for a program within his last year, which I understand. So definitely going to be missed, but I think the running back room is going to be okay moving forward just by all the bodies we have. That's pretty much all I have as far as guys coming and going.
Quick take on that, bro. Like everybody, a lot of these upperclassmen that don't have solidified starting spots that still got to compete next year, bro. Like most of those guys, those tweener guys that played some but didn't start, just like Michael Tarquin, like they're gonna be looking around for solidified starting spot, bro. Even though they was productive here and they got a bright future at that program, they still, bro, it's about tape, film, and opportunity. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they still gonna be looking for solidified spots elsewhere, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Ward, which I understand, man. It's business. You want to get that last year, go off for 1,000+ yards, that type of deal, and you try to get drafted. But at the same time, it's a new day and age too. You don't really need to be the future back to get drafted and show your worth. We see a lot of cats like Georgia, for example. We've seen the running back room they had, and all those guys eat and go into the league and get paid. And we talk about wear and tear on running backs. If you have X amount of carries, X amount of wear and tear in college, that shit does translate to the NFL. So a lot of these GMs and stuff do value fresh legs as well. So I see both sides. But again, appreciate Trey for all the shit he's done, man. It was from a walk-on player to earning his scholarship to being a starter for FSU. Real dope story for Treshaun.
I appreciate him for leaving.
Right. A couple more things that's not really conducive to the current FSU roster. Big time portal get for FSU. This over the weekend, Fentrell Cypress ended his recruitment and did commit to FSU. It was down the stretch. It was UCLA. LSU was pulling for that last official visit, but we ended up closing the door on that. Ohio
LSU
State
wanted them. They just sent that killer in us, CJ. They ain't sent. They sent Destiny.
You gotta use that word loosely with them.
Yeah. Them boys.
You said killer. I was like, who?
Destiny Wilson, man.
Yeah, she was already gone by then.
Yeah, she's already gone. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about her. That program over there, boy. That is the program with the least scruples available, man. Them people don't care about nothing.
They don't get one shit.
No, I think BK Dillon would have put his top dog on with Destiny on that for sure. But yeah, big time gift from Fentrell. He was the number one available transfer corner in the portal. Big time player, was second team all ACC this past year with Virginia, 14 pass breakups. Wanted to go to a place that can kind of maximize his NFL potential and also be on a stage where he's competing on playing these big time games and playing for a program that could possibly be playing for something. I'm not taking anything from Virginia. Shout out to roll up family who, it's just
he know the deal.
Yeah, it's just saying what it is right now, Virginia right now, to be honest with you. So Fincher entered the portal for, I think he has 2 years of eligibility left. I'm pretty sure he probably just used his one, but he wanted to play somewhere, he had big time games, we open the game against LSU, that type of deal. Just play for those type of atmospheres. So really good get, and I want to give a shout out to Adam Fuller. He was the lead recruiter on this, defensive coordinator. Big get for Coach Fuller. And FSU currently has Gilbert Edmond on campus, transfer defensive end out of South Carolina. I know a lot of South Carolina fans saying we've been tampering with them and shit like that, man. They definitely gonna be pissed at this if we pull it off. But 6'5", 250-pound defensive end from Fort Pierce, Florida, actually. He's on campus for an official visit today. It'll probably go through Friday. So we'll have more updates on that pretty soon.
Yeah, we're recruiting him as well. I think we out to Edmond. Yeah,
Florida guy.
Jamar Chaney got a relationship there with, he coached at Fort Pierce Central. I know that's a guy that we contact. I don't know where we at. So the portal is plentiful right now, man. So I don't know where we at with it, but
I think it's going to be even more plentiful after this national championship on Georgia. We know how loaded up, not national championship on Monday. Now, speaking of Georgia, but we know how loaded Georgia is. I think once that game is over, it'll be another influx of portal guys.
Yeah, that's if you people, you fans or coaches, whoever talking about they tampering, everybody tampering, bro. Shut up, quit crying. It's just a game.
That's the thing, but first of all, if you jump into the portal blindly, bro, you fucked up as it is. Like,
that mean you're right. You know you that guy.
And then we know a lot of this shit is be burning out between the players too. Hey, coach, my boy at Kentucky, somebody in the portal, he interested.
Right.
And, the shit just go from there. So if it ain't, it's some type of conversation or just some pretense prior to shit happening. Like, come on, if you'd be a fucking fool, excuse my language, you'd be a damn idiot just to jump right into the portal without a plan, just blindly like that. I mean, we do have some kids that's kind of been forced to the portal as well. That's a different situation. But if you just willingly just jump into the portal without a coach pushing you out or anything like that, you don't have a plan following that. You need better guidance.
Yeah. It's free agency, baby.
It definitely is. And this is my last take, and I'm done with FSU football. Marcus Woodson, the defensive back coach, FSU fans are kind of celebrating this. He took the job at Arkansas to be the defensive back coach. I think he has some other titles along to give him some extra money. He signed a 3-year contract with FSU starting in 2019, December 2019. And that contract ended on December 31st, 2022. Contract wasn't renewed, so the writing was kind of on the wall that this situation was probably going to happen with him leaving. Initial thoughts was that he could possibly take a job at Arizona State with Coach Dillingham. That didn't pan out, but nevertheless, he did end up leaving. So FSU is in the market for a defensive back coach. It's a couple of names that's on the list that I've been hearing. DeMarcus Van Dyke, Arthur Field, defensive back guy for Miami. He's in play for the position. Antonio Cromartie, he's in play for the position as well. That's a guy that's reached out for the position. He's in play for it. Torian Gray, the South Carolina and ex-Florida defensive back coach. His name has been mentioned with it also. So we'll see how that play out. I do know that it's been a lot of interest within this position just from random people that we didn't really expect going forward. And I think that just comes with the season that FSU have and a little bit of job security with Mike Norvell going forward. So I'm pretty sure next week episode we have a lot more information in regards to this. I don't think it's going to be a rush either within hiring a defensive back coach. We want to get this hire right. If there was a rush decision like today or tomorrow, it's something that'd probably be in pretense for somebody that could have been off the field or anything like that. That's another thing. Could be some off the field guys that could be in play for this position as well. Ross is a guy that's off the field for FSU that could possibly get this position, along with Corey Fuller. He's a guy that could be in play for it as well. But we'll see.
Rat? No Rat?
Yeah, I heard about Rat too as well, but we'll see how that plays out. Rat is another guy that I heard about. But there's a lot of smoke within a lot of cats, especially DeMarcus Van Dyke. I'm not sure that's coming from his side or FSU side, but just people buzz around, of course, the campus and things like that. FSU fans, Miami fans talking about it. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, I don't think it's going to be a rush.
Players hitting the portal, the coaches hitting the portal, man. All that Miami stuff put on some Florida stuff will look egregious as shit, man. What? That's the type of dysfunction I like in my life, bro. I like that type of shit right there in my sports life, bro.
I love it. But we had this, and even if just speaking on DVD in general, whether it's FSU or somewhere else, we know he's very valuable and good at what he does, right? So it's going to be a lot of people reaching out for on the field job. And we had this conversation a whole year ago saying, I don't know, man. I think Mario kind of got. I think that should be Mario's guy. This, that, and other. And then we look at this past recruiting class, and then things that happen within the defense backroom, stuff like that. All signs point to DVD as far as being a lead recruiter on a lot of these guys. So I do look back on Mario dropping the ball from the beginning because all this shit could have been axed out and handled, last year in regards to that. Because we all know DVD is a king. Miami got this, that, and another. Like if he's offered a defensive back job at Miami, then it's a no-brainer. He's taking that defensive back job. He was already on field with Manny. I think he did a pretty good job within that 1 year there. We don't get to see the full sample size. And hell, that class he brought in following that was a really good defensive back class. So yeah, I do think that Manny did drop the ball in that regard because I feel like DVD should have been the guy from the jump. Then he went ahead and hired a guy and left DVD off field. Now you're back in the kind of same situation of, teams trying to come in and get DVD and put him on field, and then you don't want to lose him. But then at the same time, do you fire a guy within 1 year on the job? It just looks funny in the light if you do that. Some shit that could have been addressed last year and handled last year.
Yeah, that would probably be my biggest criticism of him so far. Is his when it came to hiring coaches, he wanted I think too many proven commodities, guys that have been around the game for a long time, and I think even he's learning that some of this stuff, we spoke on the show several times. Some of it does boil down to relationships still. And I don't know if everybody's clicking on the same level. I know, like, for instance, there's a lot of talk about Gattis possibly leaving. Well, that buzz is still in the air. That still could be a situation. But I honestly could tell you, my opinion is he still has an idea of what he wants to run. So you're going to get, I believe, a similar OC. It may not be Gattis because maybe something's not clicking there personality-wise, but if I'm a Canes fan, I wouldn't look for a 180 as far as what the style of offense might be. Might still see Gattis depart. I wouldn't be shocked to see that, but don't think because he's leaving, we're going to go into, just like a full-out spread, go back to like what we had with Lashley. I wouldn't anticipate.
Don't go to a full-out spread, fam. That's nuts.
Never
are you done, CJ? Are we segue into Miami talk? You might as well segue to Miami talk.
Sure. I don't have a whole lot. Been a little bit quiet on the forefront for us in general, but I guess I'll lead it off with the biggest news. We just got approved for the football facility. Huh?
Oh shit, my bad. Should payday loan, fam.
I mean, if you need a payday loan, I ain't knocking you. Life is real. Sometimes you need something to get you to that next one.
It's a vicious cycle, bro.
What? Boy, who you talking?
What a
I ain't
vicious
gonna lie,
cycle.
bro. One time I got up in that bitch one time. That shit
Oh man, what a time.
Yeah.
What a time.
Boy, that is loan sharking at its finest, boy. I don't know.
You ain't been through it if you ain't been through the payday loan.
That's loan sharking, bro.
Fresh out of damn college, and then I was looking crazy for them Christmas gifts. Man, these people up, man. I ain't get up out that bitch by 6 months after that.
Anyway,
bro, that is the most illegal shit that they let go out here, man. But
now they cracking down on that shit, man. That shit is scam territory, man. Right. Taking advantage of the disenfranchised, man. But go ahead.
They will call us loan sharks, bro. I don't understand how they do this shit, man. But anyways, it's supposed to be a $100 million state-of-the-art facility. They're hoping to break ground this year. It will have it's going to be 7 stories, 172,000 square feet. Going to have spa, float tanks, NIL suite, whatever the hell that means. I'm very interested in that.
Bottles and strippers, man.
A golf simulator. All right, I guess that's for the coaches.
Them boys on vacation, man. Them boys
Hey.
just down there chilling. That sound like Dan Mullen facility.
Pull up, hey man.
Maybe you came here and said, "Get all this shit out of here." What you got, lazy rivers and shit, man? Like, we trying to get better at football, bro.
Red light therapy and a rooftop terrace. Yeah,
like
so
vibe.
it's gonna be a fly shit. Hey man, you got to care about football. That's on you. If you want to care more about football or relaxing, that's on you. Because you always got the option to not do what you should be doing for yourself. All right, but yeah, that's kind of the big news, and I guess probably second big news, the proverbial elephant in the room that we cannot escape talking about, Cormani McClain. I just saw an edit, and I'm assuming it's official, from Hayes Fawcett, where he's signing on January 15th.
He did say that. He stated that again.
Yeah, I heard at the game, but the signing had the edit from Hayes got 4 teams on it.
4 teams.
I know Hayes lying because he got us on there.
Yeah, he got Florida, Bama, Colorado, and Miami. Big circus. I'm totally over it, whether he signs or doesn't sign. Like, it's too much.
Feel that.
It's just like, come on, bro, do what you're doing. This is all just too much for me. I don't completely over the situation. So we'll see how it plays out.
We got to play the clip, man. Last night they had the Under Armour game, the all-star game for the youngsters, man, high school, the best prospects in the country gather together in Orlando, and they compete East versus West style. And Cormani McClain and a lot of prospects were there. We'll talk more about the prospects that was there. But Taylor, you got the clip. I just want to just play the clip for the average person that didn't see the clip.
Recruitment, you committed to Miami, did not sign in the early signing period. Where are you at right now?
I'm still in the same spot with my recruitment, but I will be signing January 15th.
January 15th is when you're going to make your announcement.
Yes, sir.
What are the factors that are going to be playing into that, whether or not you stick with your verbal commitment?
Come in, play as a freshman, and whoever could develop me the best.
Who are the schools in the running?
Miami.
Anybody else?
Yeah, that's all.
Now it says I'm on stage. I don't know what's going on. Oh, he played it. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys got to hear it. I don't think you guys got to hear it, but pretty much Cormani McClain breaks down. I'm talking to these guys because the audience just heard it. He pretty much just I kind of want to play the audio from my phone just for y'all to hear it.
Oh, no, I didn't heard it. I don't know. Larry, I heard it. I heard
it. What's your opinion on what it's a sideline report? So what's your opinion on that sideline report? And his response?
Well, his response, it seems like he wasn't really sold on Miami, because I think the guy said, will it be Miami or is anybody else involved? He said, go Canes or some shit like that.
He said Miami. It's Miami.
Yeah. I don't know. But again, Cormani being weird through this whole situation in regards to sound bites and stuff like that. So if it is I wouldn't be surprised with any of the 4 teams. Any of the 4.
No, I'd be surprised if it's Florida from my end, from what I've been told. So I'd be totally shocked if it's Florida, to be honest with you. Just from what I was told, just no contact from our side. And that could change up into the 15th, but I'm just giving the fans from what I know.
I'm talking about, this shit is 10 plus days away, and in recruiting times, you know how fluid that is.
I keep it a bean, bro. After the week I seen with my secondary dog, like, just what I know, bro. I'm just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be fine with us closing this recruiting class up and starting to work the portal and move, man. Just from a locker room standpoint and fresh new coach trying to build culture. Right. It's just a lot of me first type energy coming from him, and I just don't, know if that's the vibes right now for the locker room we got. I don't know how long he stick around with that energy in that locker room, to be real with you.
And that's why I tend to agree. That's where it gets a little bit.
So he basically be committing. Yes, shout out to.
You got to enroll.
Yeah, so shout out to Tia. I think Tia is still the super chat leader. Say problem is money can't sign anywhere on January 15th. You got to wait until February 16th to officially sign anywhere, which is true. Yeah, he get us in a roll, right? That's what I know. A lot of kids
drop ad time. Let's drop ad time.
Because even prior to the 2 signing classes, we've seen a lot of kids after the All-Star games just get on campus, just like that. So I think it's still possible. Prior to the December signing class, we used to have kids enrolled early, right, to February.
some behind the scenes stuff, right? Like, and this is just a quick behind the scenes just nugget for the people. Kyer Elam never signed a letter of intent with the University of Florida. Never did. He was still in danger of being flipped up until he enrolled and showed up on campus. Jimbo was in his ear, Kirby was in his ear, but they never signed it. That whole ceremony, all of that was just smoke and mirrors, but they never signed a letter of intent. And just speaking with Abe, he just said, I didn't see a reason for anybody to sign a letter of intent. Just go and enroll to the campus you're going to enroll in, but ain't no reason to tie yourself to a school when coaches can still leave. And that was his take. Like, these coaches could pick up, and this boy could have a new DB coach tomorrow morning. We're gonna wait till the last absolute minute to see who our staff is with the roster, because they also can acquire guys in the portal. So we want to see exactly what it is before we get on campus. So they waited until enroll. And that could be a similar situation. He could just enroll to where he going. You actually got to sign a letter of intent. And that's around drop ad time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of to echo your sentiment, that I know a lot of Canes fans are just, they want him just because he's supposed to be, a first round talent type kid. And perhaps that is true. But I'm kind of with you when we're trying to establish a new culture, get away from some selfishness. And, you've seen a big flight of Canes leave, right? Because it's a new day. It's a new structure. And the way he's running things is just not the way Manny ran things. So, yeah, my concern is, are you even going to fit in? Talent is talent, but are you going to fit in? So, like you said, will you be gone next year because the coach too tough, or you know what I'm saying? I that's my concern. I don't know the young man personally. I'm not speaking on him personally. But this is just from an outside perspective of, personally, I prefer a guy that says, hey, this is where I'm going, and he signs his letter of intent and we move on. The charades, the shenanigans, the parade of youth should have ended on signing day, in my personal opinion. And now it's about the team, and then you're going to get your money if it's there to be made through you doing.
I think it's way deeper than all of that, bro. I don't know if it's that simple, man. I don't. It may have turned. Like, this could be my take on it, bro. It could be something else, and then like this could be the antics. Could be just lashing out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I think the lashing out could be deflection or distraction from other like issues with him not signing. I don't think it's him holding out for no money or anything like that, because we already know it ain't an issue with Miami with the money side. So it's definitely something else outside of the money. And I don't think this for no, like people were talking about, there's a movie crew following the kid. Bro, I people that was at the week of practices at Under Armour, it's like there's no movie crew. Like, there's a photographer, but it's just not that serious, man. It's just something more simpler. And I don't want to put any, what I'm saying, like just rumors or anything, but I don't think it's money. So I think it's something deeper than that.
Yeah, me either. When I said money, I meant it just in general. By the time you get there, all that stuff's done. Like you said, Miami's got the NIL stuff lined up. We at least compete with the big dogs, so that's not the thing. I'm just mean in the sense of all personal matters to me really at that point is where I like to see them set aside, and let's just get to playing ball, and that kind of stuff will start to take care of itself is what I meant there. I don't think I don't think it's about, it's a bidding war and all this. I don't think it's that kind of situation, but remains to be seen. But yeah, so essentially, that's kind of been the elephant in the room. So we'll see what happens on January 15th.
Y'all think Colorado in it? Y'all think Prime?
I mean, you can't count them all the way out.
I do, but I don't, man, because it's
Bama or Prime. It's got to be Bama or Prime. So, like, who you laying your bread with? Bama.
I'm gonna go Bama.
Cause them motherfuckers they still trying to figure out how the hell they gonna pay Dion, right? And I know I know Dion probably get some NIL shit on his own, but I know it's gonna be a decent bet that's gonna come with money too. So I'll probably say Bama.
Colorado's going to be, I think they're going to be in a situation where they're going to be able to compete if they want to. And that's the thing. Dion's got to energize the city to get the participation. And that, to my understanding, that is already happening. So, hell, they put grits on the menu because Prime said this place was good, but they ain't had no grits. And they said they started putting grits on the menu. So,
I respect that.
He's already.
Hey man, these other boys like grits, man. You got to put some grits on that shit, man. These boys from the South.
You think they put sugar in the grits?
Yeah, they definitely put a little bit of sugar in them.
You gotta shoot that establishment up, man.
I can't do that.
I'm not a sugar person myself, man. Just give me salt and butter. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know how he fit in. It's gonna be a lot of ego killing for him to go to Bama. That's why I don't see a Bama. It's gonna be a lot of ego killing, and there was some like rumors behind the scenes of him and Desmond Ricks not playing together. So that would be only Saban would like overcome some shit like that, right? But I just don't see that ego, that big personality going to play for Saban and killing that ego, because that's what you got to do to go play out there.
And I think that's a weird thing too, to have like a beef with another DB. Like, if that is true, I don't know how true that is, but it's like,
I don't know if it's beef. I was just told they wouldn't play together. So I don't know if it's like personal beef or
we can't be the best lockdown.
They seem polar opposites. They seem polar opposites, right? If you're a quiet guy that's reserved to yourself, I can see how they would be like, oh, I'm just gonna stay over here, bro. But I don't know if
they say Cormani is off field, which is why they say he's a little awkward in in some of these interviews and stuff. It's like off field he's just quiet and kind of to himself type. That's what I've been told. So anyway, enough Cormani stuff, man. We'll get on with the rest of this.
Yeah, and that interview on the sideline could be just socially awkward stuff for him. That's a little awkward. We don't know. We'll find out in a few days, about 2 weeks. I don't know what was significant about the 15th outside of drop ad. That's the only thing I got on my mind. But what else you got Miami wise, bro?
Real quick, we got super chat. Shout out to homie Reggie B, always showing love. He says, of the Gator representation at these All-American games, how you and FSU looking? Simmons supposed to be in the Reese's Senior Bowl. He 21.
Who is Simmons? Come on, Lucas Simmons or something?
Lucas Simmons, yeah.
Right, Lucas Simmons is young as shit. Boy, you look at that boy frame. Right, I don't know where you get that from, Reggie B, but that kid is 17. You look at his frame, he definitely ain't 21.
I think it's 20-year-old high school kid, though. I don't give a shit. I want to win. I would take one.
You said you could take one? Oh,
yeah, like I don't care how old he is, bro.
21-year-old freshman.
Sure.
How old was Calvin Ridley when he
the world may never know.
Yeah, they said Calvin Ridley was he was buying
one of them Dominican birth certificates.
They say Calvin Ridley was buying his wholesale liquor when he took his visit to Bama.
What y'all boys need, man?
Actually, I'll get into that since you asked, because I was going to get into that anyways. We don't have a ton of news, but as far as All-American players for Miami that either played in Under Armour or the Army, is it still the Army?
Yes,
no, it's not Army, just Adidas.
They don't sponsor no more.
Adidas, okay, no, but it's that game, but I don't think
they're the headline sponsor anymore. So we had Collins Akiapong, Robert Stafford, tight end Riley Williams, edge Ruben Bain, offensive tackle Francis Mauigoa, Cormani McClain, Samson Okunlola, Jaden Wayne, Malik Bryant, Nathaniel Joseph, running back Mark Fletcher. Those are our actual participants between those two games. Guys that we have some interest in that haven't made a decision yet. Nicholas Harbor, I thought we were kind of out of that whole situation. He's just a hard kid to kind of track down just because he's super busy with his track schedule. So he's just him arranging visits and everything has been very difficult for him. He is a top track athlete, so he prioritizes that quite a bit. There's word about him trying to get here.
He's a 23 guy?
Yeah, Nicholas Harbor.
He's a 23 guy. He ain't got time to take visits, bro. That sounds
crazy. He been on the track like every weekend. Like, I don't know. He's in major events or something. He hadn't done a lot. I think he's only done two. Basically is down to Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, and what's the other school that was involved there with Harbor? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the other school. But I thought we were already out of it. It seems like he's trying to get on campus some kind of way, but it's just going to be difficult trying to arrange it. But supposedly we're not totally dead in the water on that one. They got him listed as an edge in the All-American game, but he's just a freak athlete at 6'5", 225. He's fast as lightning, man. So he's a kid that basically everybody's like, just get him there. See what he wants to do. They started off as edge, and then they said Mike Loxley was actually the first one that came to him and said, well, what did you think about catching the football? So that was the first time he kind of introduced the idea. But with the speed he got, man, I'm like, he could stay outside and play outside wide receiver. He could maybe bulk up a little bit and play tight end. He's just an athlete. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't know who's in the driver's seat there, though, because like I say, he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He just doesn't seem to have a ton of availability.
What's his 2 visits?
Hold on. I'll pull it up right now. I don't want to be incorrect on that. And then the other name, I figured that out, was Roderick Pleasant, cornerback out of California. He hasn't made a decision yet. Again, trying to maybe wiggle getting him on campus if at all possible. Not a lean at all, obviously, just considering, the situation. He's a California kid, but especially if something went weird with the Cormani situation, that was a guy that they turned the heat up on. Hold on, let me get that. Let me get those. I do want to get those visits for us, actually, just to make sure I speak appropriately on the brother. But hold on, not bad. But yeah, those will be the representatives. And he also asked about y'all's. You got your list ready too when you get your news.
Who, me?
Yeah, the guy that super chat asked, but
I got my unarmed stuff.
But we'll get into the Florida guys in just a second.
For sure.
Let's see. He visited Michigan and Maryland, and he's scheduled to see. Okay, never mind. He has taken 4. I got it right. I got it wrong. Let's see. He did Maryland on the 9th, Michigan on the 23rd on the 23rd September. He's scheduled to go see Oregon on the 27th of this month. That was the other school I couldn't remember. And South Carolina, he did September 16th. Kind of the latest buzz is Michigan's kind of out of it. So it's like Maryland, Oregon, South Carolina. So we'll see how that all pans out. Freak athlete, definitely a guy you want to get on your team some kind of way if he's available. So see how that plays out. And that's it as far as the All-American games go. We had a couple of guys, top 24, 2024 kids announce us in their top groups. Cornerback Ellis Robinson IV, he announced us along with Bama, Colorado, Georgia, and LSU. Stacey Gage, running back out of Georgia, he put us in his top 8.
No. Stacey from Tampa, bro.
Stacey Gage?
Oh, yeah. My bad.
From Tampa, yeah.
I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you're right. Wharton, my bad. I don't know why I said that one.
I think both of y'all was in his tops, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Transfer from IMG.
We're in there with Florida, Penn State, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama, USC, Colorado again, and then us. And one last one that announced us, TJ Capers, 5-star defensive lineman. He's got us in there with Louisville, Georgia, USC, and you guessed it, Colorado. So Deion doing this thing, at least getting them, it kind of remind me of when Manny kind of first took over. We was getting in the list. I don't know if you're going to be able to crack it and actually land these guys, but at least you're in the conversation. So I got to give Deion credit for that. And then we got a couple of guys that'll be visiting this weekend as far as trying to shore up the roster somewhat with some defensive transfers. Terry Roberts, cornerback out of Iowa. He started for those guys early. I think he got hurt after like the 4th or 5th game. He was having a good year. Started off, I think he had four pass breakups. Playing good ball. Just ended up getting hurt. and didn't finish the season. So he's a guy that's got one more year eligibility left, and I think he wants to explore playing somewhere else for that last year. Another guy that's supposed to be on campus as well, Isaiah Nichols from Arkansas, defensive lineman, 6'3", 300 pounds, played for Arkansas. Again, 1 year left. Just another guy we need to, losing Daryl Jackson was a big loss in the front. So we got to get some bodies in that interior. Another guy of interest who just entered the portal was they're looking to maybe shore up the center position as well. UCF center just entered, I want to say earlier today. Make sure I get Cuz's name right. I had it right here. Matthew Lee. Yeah, Matthew Lee from UCF. He's a name that's kind of hot, and we're looking to shore up that spot there. So outside of that, not much else going on. I got a few names I could rattle off that they've extended offers to. Once again, Mario, man, being an offensive line guy, every offer here for these guys is an offensive lineman outside of one wide receiver. So we've offered offensive lineman Jake Guanera out of Ponte Verde, Joseph Ayanada out of Clearwater, Ethan Callaway out of Mooresville, North Carolina, Manasi Atiti out of Modesto, California, Cam Pringle out of Dorchester, South Carolina, Jonathan Daniels out of Pensacola, Kevin Haywood out of Warminster, Pennsylvania. Those are all offensive line guys. Most of them are interior guys, a couple of tackles there, a couple of natural tackles there, and one wide receiver is Marion Lang out of Palmetto, Florida. We look to be, in that particular case, we look to be like his first major offer. So we'll see what's going on there. Oh, and speaking of transfer portal, Anthony Lucas was a kid we were in with kind of down the stretch with the previous regime. He decided to go out to Texas A&M. He's entered the portal.
What position? That sounds familiar. His name
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
he was I don't know if he was messing with you guys as well.
Maybe just from you talking about, but the name definitely sounds familiar.
He was a highly recruited, highly ranked kid. He did play a decent amount of snaps for the Aggies.
Didn't his people play at Miami or something? I think his people play. I think he
legacy.
Yeah.
He's a legacy kid. He took officials to Oregon and Miami. So name to definitely look for, and absolutely a position to need. Hopefully they on the horn with Buddy right now and trying to get something locked in with there. But that's it from Coral Gables, man. That's about all we got going on at the moment.
One time for the great folks at Alan Horne and State Farm Insurance, man. Be sure to give them a call at 706-692-2888 for any insurance needs, car, home, auto, life, anything you may need insured, the motorcycle, trailer, whatever you got going, they can insure it in the states of Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. 706-692-2888. All right, some Florida Gator talk, bruh. I don't know if you checked out the logo talk, but a lot of this may be recapping some of that, but also some new news. We got, let me do Under Armour first. How about that before I get into Porter talk? Kelby Collins was out there. We had 10 players out there. I think we tied with Bama. Bama may have had more. I'm not sure, but I know the top two teams out there was us and Alabama as far as players at the Under Armour game. Everybody out there that participated. Two guys sat out. Dijon Johnson and Eugene Wilson both sat out, didn't participate. If Eugene Wilson would participate, he had a shot at possibly getting a 5-star out there. So I wish he was healthy enough to compete, but he wasn't out there. Unless I'm mistaken, but I think I saw that he wasn't out there. What's up?
Real quick, I saw Dijon. Y'all playing him at safety? I saw him listed at safety.
Yeah, I think we bringing him in. star safety type vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I thought he was a corner. That's why I was just curious on that one.
I don't know what he want to be.
It's gonna be a little different once you get on campus.
Yeah. What you want to be and what you're gonna be is two totally different things.
That's a fact. Is a fact. You cannot be whatever you want to be, children.
No.
I might tell you that coming in. We're gonna play both sides. Yeah. Linebacker, receiver. Yeah.
He's also better. He's better suited as safety.
Crazy combo. Whatever you want, kid. Come on.
I've heard him. I think he wants to play corner, so he could play outside. But from my eyes and what I'm hearing safety and star. You know what I'm saying? That's where most of his upside's at, in my opinion. Jakeem Jackson had a hell of a week out there. A lot of people saying he was the best corner out there as far as like just shutting things down. I expect him to get a big rise in the new rankings when they drop. Be easily a top 100 type kid. I compared him. I think he's gonna have a similar early career as Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins, and my man Joe Hayden. I think he plays early. I think he has the ability to get a break one day. I don't know if because the SEC is tough to get a break, you know, the All-American status, but he has those type of abilities, man. A lot of upside. Jordan Castell had a great week. Him, Jakeem Jackson, Jordan Castell, and Kelby Collins were all put into the publications, the rivals, in on three of the top 10 guys out there this week. Kevin Collins got MVP of the game. He had 2 sacks, a couple tackles for losses. Will Norman had a very good week. I haven't been high on Will Norman lately, and I was waiting to see how he competed this week because I was just waiting for most of his ranking was off of upside. He's fairly new to the position in football, so a lot of his projections and rankings was based on what he could be. He showed a lot of that potential out there this week. Came in looking slimmer, lost some bad weight, looked explosive, violent hands. Had a good showing this week. I expect him to get a little rise. May not go too high, but I expect him to go up in the rankings some. I know he lost some ground during the season. The film just wasn't filming. So I know he lost some spots, bro. Jay Rashada came in, and they're saying he's the second best quarterback out there behind Jackson Arnold, who's a Oklahoma commit. Jaden, he got some things he's been working on. I could tell, like from like some of the throws that he couldn't make last year or even in the springtime. He was able to make a lot of those throws this week. Still got some consistency that he need to work on, but overall, the ball jumps out of his hand, man. You can see exactly, what the hype was all about. We'll see how it is. I also like his demeanor. Just want to speak on that. I think he's a very calm guy. I want to see how he lead, the huddle and in the locker room, see what the vibes like that with that. But just from looking at his demeanor and his energy, I like how calm he is at the quarterback spot. Roger Kearney had a decent week. I know there's some clips out there. People get caught up in all the clips of somebody getting beat, bro. Somebody gonna win and lose every one of them snaps and clips y'all got out there. You're not gonna see every rep, but
man, shout out to Gator Nation, boy. Y'all fall for trolls real easy, boy. Shout out to Gator Nation, man.
They all do, bro. they all. Bro, I got so many Florida State and Miami fans just screaming at me all day, man, about just nonsense. Like, bro, y'all just whatever, keep at it. Yeah, they'll take the bait
every time. That's true. Every 3 fan bases definitely take the bait.
I shake my head every time. So I'm like, well, why is y'all? Never mind. Go ahead.
Telegraphing the trolls, and they still get
it's clear as day, bro.
Like Big No, people still reply to Big No. I'm like, are y'all kidding me, man?
And it's funny though, because his shit be like blatant layups, like as far as just, but they still bite.
They just can't leave it alone. They just can't leave it alone, man.
Yeah, but Roger Kearney had a good week, man. On the touchdown in the game that Cedric Baxter scored on, you can see my guy Marlon and getting some pancake shit on in that whole clip. But overall, great week, great showing when it pertains to the Under Armour game. Army game? That's not the Army game. Adidas game. We just talked about that. Adidas game is coming up. We have a decision in that game. Caden Jones is a 4-star offensive tackle out of Louisiana. His recruitment is down to us and Jimbo out at Texas A&M.
Okay, and then sign in December?
Nah, he didn't sign.
Okay.
Yeah, he won't decide the game. The game's dying, bro, as far as like decisions, bro. Most of these kids are already
social media, I think December kind of changed that.
Using their own platform too. Like they just want to launch their shit how they want to do it on their time and get it off. Like It's just an old
that
thing from our
leverage.
era.
Yeah, that leverage, and you're right. That's our era. That leverage has changed. They pretty much they have all the leverage right now in regards to the commitment and announcements, and it's cool to see the flip of the guard in that aspect.
Kebby Collins is a man amongst boys, man. I don't understand if he ain't a 5-star defensive lineman. I don't know what it is, man. But I think he's going to be a guy. I think he plays really early for us. A guy that I went to sleep before every Saturday night. I didn't know if he was going to sign with us that next day because there was a lot of Bama smoke, man. So had a great week. Got MVP. Looking forward to seeing him get on campus early and jump the depth chart. I think he's going to play fairly early. That's all I got for Under Armour week. All-Star game vibes. On some more.
I forgot to say that while I was running down my list. Ruben was whooping shit out there. Yeah, I just wanted to say that since you took time to highlight some of your guys. I didn't want to.
He made his presence known out there for sure.
Yeah. Ruben was a guy that they speak very highly of. I like that kid too, man. That boy
as well. Yeah, I forgot about that too. Y'all did bring a good point. Lucas Simmons, he was regarded as one of the top offensive tackles at I think it was the Arm. He was at the Under Armour practices as well.
Yeah, Ruben said he was eating his lunch, man. He said he was teaching them some shit too.
We about to find out.
He said right now we just two high school kids, bro. He sounds like such a professional. I love that kid, bro.
But now I told you, like aside from like this ball only, I told you I was high as hell on Ruben. Ruben's we talked about the production he had at Central. It was some impressive numbers he put up at Central, man. Yeah. Some video game numbers. Yeah. You don't see that too often.
And that a guy that's only like 6'2".
Yeah, for his side, like it reminds me of Kier. He's not like from a physical standpoint. It's not like prototypical size or anything like that. But the kid is just a fucking baller and he gets after it.
That's what it is. Go ahead, brother. I just want to give my man a little shine.
No, all good. More on Caden Jones. That's also a very important recruit for us, man. I don't think we got any true offensive tackles like the 6'7", 300-pound frame. Very important get, but he's a developmental guy. I don't think he produces early, jump on the field early, but a guy that's going to be a guy once he get on campus and get developed a little bit. Recruiting wise, it's staying that same vibe. So we got a defensive tackle out of the transfer portal, Cameron Jackson, out of Memphis.
350.
Big body. Yeah, big body. 6'7", 350.
That was the guy that I wanted FSU to kind of take a look at too. If we were to take another defensive tackle, just from the familiarity with Memphis and Mike, and just like I said, big body, athletic guy too. I think that's a good gift for you guys.
Yeah, really athletic guy. Putting him beside Desmond Watson, bro, we got a whole lot of people right there, man. A lot of space being taken up, and he is a defensive tackle and not a nose tackle, so he's going to play right beside. That's the expectations for him to play beside Watson. But very good get. I know it came down to us, Miami and LSU, and y'all was getting weird with it, bro. Y'all, we had a relationship there, just some behind the scenes too. Like, this is a kid that entered the portal last year, and his name kind of popped up last year on our radar as a guy that we may go after and bring in, but he jumped back out of the portal. He ended up staying at Memphis. So I know there's some previous relationship there already from our staff. They already had a tie-in. So him going into the portal, and also Edgar, one of the Gator reporters, kind of leaked this out that he was transferring to Florida a few weeks ago. And so when he hit the portal, I kind of thought it was going to be a layup, direct transfer, and then I started getting texts about Miami is trying to poke their head in there. The defensive tackle room is abysmal, and they trying to shore some things up, man. So it got a little weird there, but Cam Jackson ended up coming to the good guys.
Man, yeah, I did see, because I had him. I remember us talking on the other show, and you mentioned him, and I was like, I thought he already locked in, but then he was still on our radar, and I was like, I had him on my list, and then I looked and saw that he had already locked in things with y'all. Yeah, we needed him. Like I said, we gotta get at least some bodies in that defensive tackle room, just for rotational purposes, if nothing else. I mean, Jacob Lichtenstein is coming back for his 14th year. He's a big guy. I mean, he does give us some good rotational snaps. So, and, of course, you got LT coming back, so he'll be the starter. But we got to get some bodies that can at least get in there and get some rest. But I mean, that was a long for us. I won't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I still wouldn't mind one more defensive tackle. So far, we brought in Caleb Banks and Cam Jackson to kind of shore some things up, man. With the recruiting class we brought in, and also the way Chris McClain looked, the true freshman last year. I think our defensive tackle room has been completely flipped. We're in good shape in that spot. Offensive line, we got some additions and some things to make to shore up here, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But defensive line, it has been shored up. One mind a pass rush as well, and I'll talk about that too. But another commit we got, and it has been leaked out. It was leaked out before Ohio State's bowl game versus Georgia. Taraji Mitchell, fifth-year senior, gonna be coming down to the University of Florida to show up the linebacker spot, which is an empty room for us. Only promise we really have is Shamar James coming back. Derek Wingo had a decent bowl game, but just not nothing impressive. Looks to be playing out of position a little bit. It's hard to tell what he can be. He's just been in a different spot every year. I think Taraji Mitchell comes in and sure up a starting spot and bring in some leadership that we was missing with Ventura Miller leaving. We saw what it looked like whenever Ventura was out of the game. Our defense was just lost. A guy that was a captain at Ohio State in 2021, started 9 games. There was some injuries in 2022, but also just you read the Ohio State message boards, he got passed. Getting the number 2 linebacker on Ohio State's depth chart right now is good money for the University of Florida in our linebacker room, no matter how you slice it. Do I want to see some more linebackers? Yeah, there's some guys out there too. We'll see how active they get. Michigan just had a guy, Spurlock. I'm forgetting his first name. But his last name Spurlock, guy from Georgia, a linebacker that I know we're interested in and have some contact with. I get into some more names, but that was a very good commit. And I think need-wise, like I said, offensive line. Tarquin did choose USC. Michael Tarquin transfer, ended up out there. Walter Rouse is the guy that we're after for left tackle. Started 4 years at Stanford. He's visited Auburn. Auburn is pretty much, I think it was like a week ago. He's gonna make a visit to Florida. That's the smoke out there. And then I don't know, man. I just feel good. A guy that's coming from Stanford. Auburn education ain't the greatest, but this is also a guy that will just solidify our offensive line, especially at the tackle position. Walter Rouse is a 4-year starter, so you know what you're getting. You get 1 good year out of him, and he'll be out of here. Marcellus Johnson is another guy out of Eastern Michigan, graded out as the number 4 offensive tackle in the MAC per PFF. There's a lot of suitors out there. A lot of SEC guys are after both of these guys that I named. The rankings in transfer portal is I mean, you could, if you want to value that, you can. But I like to just go common teams in needs who are after these players that I want. Seeing that LSU and Miami was after that defensive tackle encouraged me a lot as far as like the ability outside of the film. He was coveted. Walter Rouse is highly coveted. Marcellus Johnson is highly coveted. Brian Vaughn is a guy at defensive end at Utah State. Had 100 tackles the last 2 years. He transferred over from Texas to Utah State. A guy that I would like to see us go out there as far as the defensive end. And the defensive end board is just absolutely nuts when it comes to pass rushers, man. It's like new bodies that are coming from legitimate programs that that can play. Guys that just played in bowl games that are looking for different spots to be at. Forgetting Upshaw. Taylor Upshaw is another defensive end out of Michigan that hit the portal. There's some smoke about Harbaugh maybe taking a coach job or some other NFL jobs and him having some interest in going back to the NFL. So it's gonna be it's gonna be some Bama. I see some people from them hitting the portal here too as Nick makes some moves. Georgia is gonna play a bowl game here. I expect some of their guys to hit the portal. It's gonna be more work, even from the teams that have already been out. As you've seen, Trayshawn Ward kind of made a late decisions here and say, yo, I'm out of here. It's going to be more players. We may get a couple more as well. But right now it's good. Plenty of work in the portal. Everybody that was panicking and losing their mind week 1, 10 days in, just relax. Plenty of work. Let these guys do their thing. Another receiver that I like out of Bowling Green, I don't know. I know there's some contact, but I don't know where we are. And I'm seeing his recruitment blow up a little bit, but he's 6'7". He has 2 years to play. Tyrone Broden out of Bowling Green. Had like 1,100 yards, 12 TDs, but big kid. You can see he's starting to mature a little bit and come into his body. Came in as a big lanky kid that was trying to figure himself out athletically, but you cut on the film right now. Kid has a lot of upside. Wouldn't mind seeing us go after him as a receiver. I think we need a couple. Where we at with it? Going over my little list here. John Campbell is on campus. Offensive tackle from the University of Miami. He's on campus right now visiting. He dropped the top 4 of Tennessee while on campus last night. He dropped the top 4, man. Like, you 36, bro. Like, stop to drop the top. I don't like that from transfers, man. Enroll where you going, bro.
The old transfer, that man, like you.
Yeah, you grown, man.
I was surprised he had 2 years to play. I didn't know he still had 2 to play.
Probably because of COVID.
Yeah, that COVID year.
Yeah.
And I think he had a medical red shirt. Yeah, I don't know.
We good at offensive guard. Offensive tackle, I wouldn't mind getting 1 or 2 guards. Don't get me wrong, but I think we okay at guard. I think we pretty good there. But offensive tackle, John Campbell, Walter Rouse. John Campbell dropped the top 4 of Tennessee, Florida State, and USC. So it seems that USC are after a couple tackles as well. They already got Michael Tarquin, and they're still looking for another guy. But like I said, like there's some people on the message boards and on Twitter talking about the ability of John Campbell, but you look at who's after him. Like,
he's not a bad player. I think it's easy to just like pile on these kids. You know what I mean, or this young man. But
fresh teams, new coaches, and new faces could do a lot to these guys, and I think everybody kind of need to see that a little bit here, and you can see what the interest is too, like as far as who want them.
And he started for us a great deal of the season. Like I said, not necessarily bad, maybe not otherworldly, but like you said, he got some good suitors, so it's not like he going down to, I just like you said, because I had to calm, well, not calm, but put my 2 cents in on all the guys we left. I was like, yeah, they all went to SMU, UMass. These guys aren't going and playing for the SEC or
probably the only one
in the ACC or even the Pac-12. So you got to take some of that with a grain of salt and be like, maybe they weren't quite as quote unquote talented as you may have perceived. Not granted, there's a relationship there, but I don't know.
I don't know what some of the offers be like. Like if I look at like some of my guys, like Donovan McMillan, he could have went to some other SEC programs. A lot of these kids, they'll step down just to get on the field. They're looking for an exact spot, and they're looking at depth charts, competition. It's a lot of factors in it. So I don't look at every move as an upgrade or a downgrade. But most of the time, it's like USC is clearly trying to fill a tackle need, right?
Right.
And so they like whoever hits the portal, they're gonna be trying to get it, especially if it's ability, like John Campbell, Michael Tarquin, 2 guys. Because I don't think John Campbell solidified with you guys at tackle anyway. He was backing up Zion, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, Zion was out all year. Originally, he was, and that's
when
what
Zion's back. He's not the starter, right?
Right, and that's what I think was basically he comes back. He's not solidified as a starter, especially with the new kids that coming in. So I think that's why he decided to move on.
Right. So try to find a solidified spot, a clear depth chart that he could get on, get some film, go to the league. Man, that's the vibes.
You can't knock that.
Running back's gonna be a tough spot for us to bring somebody in. Just from we got 2 killers that are very young. But I think the FCS route, or if there's some, some high school kid that may pop up before February, if they find some film they want to take a flyer on, I wouldn't mind that, because it's just gonna be hard to get somebody out of the portal. Because like I said, these guys are looking for clear depth charts and playing time. They're trying to get on the field to get to the NFL. But there are some FCS guys. Gerald Green is a guy like Georgia Southern that I know we're in contact with. Wouldn't mind getting him on campus. Rushed for like almost 500 yards. Dealt with an injury and before the injury, he was their leading back, came back, ended up sharing some carries and getting like close to 500 yards. But he's highly regarded in FCS, explosive guy. You can just do your YouTubes and your Twitter searches and see what type of running back he is. Great vision. Same thing with Day Hunter, running back out of Liberty. Rushed for like 880 yards, 8 TDs. He still has 2 years to play. Both of these guys have 2 years to play, which I think is unique. I think the guy we're looking for at the running back spot is guys that are looking for 2 years to play. Montrell Johnson is likely one and done next year, so you need whoever's coming in to be the dynamic, punch with Etienne for Etienne's last year, junior year. But not mad at it, man. We'll see how running back plays out. I still think it's going to be tough. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I hope I'm saying it right. Jaray Wilson. I'm just going to say Jaray. Jaray Wilson, ECU safety. Had like close to 200 tackles or something crazy. 6'3" guy, originally out of Jacksonville. Wouldn't mind bringing him in to play some star and some safety as well. I know we're in contact with him. We'll see how it all plays out. He has a boatload of SEC offers, Pac-12 offers, ACC offers. His shit's blowing up pretty fast. Very athletic kid, man. Another one's Al Walcott out of Baylor. Like him a ton. I know we're in contact with him. He has 1 year to play. Wouldn't mind seeing him play at the star or the safety position. Teams like Memphis, Baylor, Utah State, these programs that had really good years have a lot of players bolting for like newer opportunities. And you're going to see more of that, bro. It's just it's different in college football. They're not going to stick around in those type of programs, especially when their needs. And there's big exodus like UF, Miami, 25 guys leaving. Guys going to want to go play these type of programs. It's going to be some opportunity in the portal. We'll see how it all plays out. The portal closes January 18th, opens back up May 1st through the 15th. Those are your 2 windows.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, man. A lot of these guys want to do, be in more high profile situations. I saw some tweet that was floating around and it's talking about the NIL money, and I assume they were talking about what's your boy? You were talking Grayson McCall, and I was like, or he couldn't qualify based on some transfer stuff, and
yeah, it had nothing to do with NIL. I told y'all what the vibes was. He tried to visit the Auburn, and the Auburn recruiter shut down because of just majors and educational stuff. That was a conflict. Same thing at UF. Yeah.
I was coach I spoke with said he had the same situation with a kid transferring from Georgia State. He was just going to lose way too many credits. And
Georgia State got a receiver out there that just hit into the portal that's fire.
Yeah.
The boy Xavier Weave out of USF as well, bro. It's some talent in that portal. Like I don't know what people talking about, but it's some crazy talent, some productive guys. We'll see how it all work out.
Yeah. So some of that stuff, it's just I brought that up because you brought it to the forefront, but I had some other confirmation as well. Yeah, some of that stuff it's not just NIL. Grayson McCall, I think he especially with Coastal Carolina, been having some success down there. He also has a new coach, so every reason to try to maybe get out of there and get to a higher profile situation to help improve his draft stock, and that's what a lot of these guys are going to try to do. It makes sense.
Did y'all see that Tulane USC game? Did y'all watch that game?
No, I didn't watch it. I was out, but I heard about it. And people keep, and this is the same shit that we talk about Oklahoma. Well, basically Oklahoma with this. What's your boy name, man? The head coach.
Oh, Tulane.
No,
Riley.
Lincoln Riley. It's pretty much the same thing, man. He's been tied to Alex Grinch. A lot of people said Oklahoma never win a national championship. They'll go to the playoffs every damn year, but once they play those type of teams, the defense just won't hold up in those type of games. I think the same thing holds true with USC. I think Lincoln Riley gets to the playoffs at USC, but long as he's hitched to Alex Grinch, I don't think once that time comes and they're playing those type of games, playing the Georgia, Ohio State of the world, things like that, that's when the shit hits the fan for Oklahoma, USC, whoever's Lincoln Riley coaching and Alex Grinch is attached to it. It's the same situation. I know a lot of people saying, this is year one at USC. No, it's not about the players adjusting, the players, program and all that buy-in. We're just talking about, like I say, coaching in general. These are the same guys he had at previous stops, and it's the same type of results.
Right.
Yeah, they got out coached as a unit. I'm not gonna say he got out coached, but as a unit, Coastal Carolina just kept hanging around. Tulane just kept hanging around until like they got an opportunity, and I don't know who it was, Mario Williams, whatever his name is, the receiver at USC drops a kickoff return at like the 2-yard line and rolls out of bounds at the 2. I was just like, bro, this is it right here. And I already felt like they was pissing down their leg, but I wasn't that impressed with McCall, to be honest with you. I think he needs that. Like the arm strength is lacking, the pocket presence is lacking. It's a lot to be desired. I don't think he's any better than like a Jack Miller, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I didn't see anything hop off the film. Spears, that running back at Tulane, now he the real deal. And I found out a lot this game about him and his NFL prospects. A lot of people think highly of him, but he kept them in the game more than anything. And then McCall made some throws for them to win and move the sticks. He managed the offense well, but Him coming to the University of Florida.
Because you saying McCall, I think you're mixing the name there.
I'm talking about Tulane quarterback. I'm sorry, not McCall. What's the receiver? The quarterback at Tulane.
That was a guy, that y'all was kind of looking at.
Michael Pratt. Michael Pratt.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Michael Pratt is the quarterback. I wasn't that impressed with him, man. McCall as well. But I think McCall went out early. He landed on his head and got up out of there. Man.
He wasted too much time in the court. They seen what type of time it was.
Yeah, he got the hell up out of that game after he landed on his head. So I didn't get a shit whole lot of him.
I got some breaking news.
Yeah, before we get up out of here, a couple things. Jimbo.
That's what I was about to say. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go. You got it.
Yeah, so Jimbo got an offensive coordinator. He's going to be giving a play calling this year, man. He hired Bobby Petrino as his offensive coordinator.
That's nasty.
That's how you fix the culture.
That's how you fix the coach, man. Bring in Bobby Petrino. Just make sure there's no motorcycles around and shit like that, man. Do Jimbo got any pretty girls on staff?
I want to see that on the sideline. I want to.
Yeah, you gonna get some. You gonna get some now, right? That's part of the. Hey, listen, Jimbo, I ain't coming, man, unless you got what the co-eds looking like. Show me.
What y'all think about the hire on paper, though? What you think about the hire on paper?
I mean, we know Bobby's a fucking offensive genius. I mean, I think on paper he's up there with Jimbo as far as an offensive, just offensive group. I think his offense is a little bit more modern than Jimbo. But again, I just know Jimbo, and he's a fucking ego guy, like a huge ego guy. Petrino is a huge ego guy. We know the issues that Texas A&M have.
Jimbo went and got somebody old that can't replace him, bro. He got a young killer. Like that probably he's been in that spot before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me go get
he's
this
smart.
Old.
Yeah. I know how.
He definitely been in that spot before.
yeah. So he hired an old guy. Like, bro, I dated. Then I gonna want to hire him if shit hit the fan. So I'm cool.
Right. You ain't gonna hire Jimbo on me. That's what he said.
That is smart. I like that. I ain't even think about that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I can see it.
Marcus Wilson. I said he took the Arkansas job. They did give him the co-defensive coordinator title as well as defensive back coach. So, like I said, titles to get some more money from Arkansas. And it was one more thing. This is a name on FSU fans to look out for. Hasn't entered the portal just yet, but it's just a name to watch out for. It's possibly entering the portal. Jalen Carlise, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, forgive me. Safety out of Missouri, who was originally from Orlando, Florida. Got in 3 years at Mizzou, over 156 tackles and 7 interceptions. So that's a name to watch out for. 6'3", 219-pound safety from Mizzou out of Florida, could be in the transfer portal. So watch out for that name.
Sounds like tampering.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Definitely. He talking about just a little bit. Throw that out there. Oh, you do, huh? You throw that out there, huh?
Yeah, a name that possibly could be, like I said, Florida guy with Florida ties. So we'll see how it play out.
They go coaches. They tampering with us.
Why in the hell is a coach from Florida State looking at Missouri, looking at guys from Missouri? They definitely tampering.
Because it's talent all over this nation.
Right, but no, seriously though, and we talk about Florida and all the talent that leaves the state. This is another prime damn example. This guy is a very productive safety from Mizzou, right out of Florida, Orlando.
Yeah, a lot of these guys coming back. Taylor Upshaw, like most of these guys, a lot of these guys coming back. Well, I just named was just Florida guys, bro. You forget that they got away like that and they been productive elsewhere. What about your man McCall? I seen he ended up. Did you hit up?
That's another one. Speaking of Texas A&M and speaking of Texas A&M and Jimbo, Sam McCall, he did commit to Texas A&M. So shout out to Sam with that. I did hear that A&M was probably the only P5 school that was entertaining at that point in time. So it's smart to go ahead and jump on that offer.
They both needed each other.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to Sam, man. I hope you can bounce back over there in College Station and do your thing, man.
Yeah, live it up, baby.
And it's just funny though, especially with all the stuff. I was talking about Sam just being distant from the team and things like that to go to a place like A&M with all the issues we heard over this past season. So
he might get close with this team because they smoke together in the locker room and all. So, you know how passing the peace pipe around can help bond people, man.
Yeah, them boys smoking the weight locker room too, bro. Not in the home locker room.
Now they had Flocker doing that type of shit. That's just not smart. They was smoking some boom.
K2.
You just fired her. Yeah, you smoking some flock or something crazy, man.
That shit ain't illegal, coach.
That shit that shit that had smoke in the chicken coop. That was just smoking.
Yeah, Jim was probably looking at the boys how he was looking at Jameis when he was suspended for that Clemson game. It came back on the field.
100%.
Bro.
Come on, I'll let y'all smoking shit, but come on, y'all gotta do this on the road.
The opposing locker room?
Come on, man.
Oh, my bad.
Right, literally, oh my bad.
Big prayers out to Damar Hamlin and everybody, the family involved and all that. What's y'all opinion on the Skip Bayless situation before we get up out of here? I know we got.
Yeah, man, you got to read the fucking room, dog. Like that shit. And a lot of people, they're right. That one tweet, that's my issue. Other tweets, I understood what he was saying, but that one tweet about, oh, this, that, another, let's finish the damn game. Like, nah, bro. Like, you can see those players on the field, man. Like, they were in no shape or form to play that damn game. The dude Hart pretty much fucking stopped right on the field. Literally stopped right there on the field, giving him CPR, trying to resuscitate him and things like that. So nah, man, like everybody say, man, these guys, and that just goes to show you, and we say this shit all the damn time, they don't see the general public don't really see these guys as human beings. They see them as I don't even know the word to use right now, bro. They're just puppets, so to speak. They don't see them as real people in
like
regards
a video
to that,
game.
man. Yeah, like a video game. It's just literally like video game. People who are about fantasy football and all that type of shit. Like, come on, man. We're talking about a real human being at this point in time. Got family, loved ones, things like that. His life is still at stake. It's still in danger. So the last thing people worried about is, playing this goddamn game at that point in time, man. So that just goes to show you, man, like as far as that situation, a lot of people don't take these guys serious as human beings, and that's the issue. And also, even there was a clip with Skip kind of doubling down on the shit with Shannon Sharp this morning. That kind of pissed me off as well too.
When he doubled down, I had to go back and read like his tweets, bro, to see like if he was disrespectful, out of place. I mean, he just being a cold, just being real. He's just being just coldly real, like just not to be disrespectful.
You gotta read the room, but it's a time and place for all that shit. Some shit you just don't put out at that point in time. Now, I do understand because the game itself, when we look outside from the injury, it was big playoff implications between these two teams. And so I do understand that. But
as a journalist, he just posing a good just idea of like, bro, like this is good, like big implications. Like the tweet says, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. He's saying no doubt they considering cancel this, but how? He's just saying they got a problem now. This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. All that's right. Which suddenly seems so irrelevant. He said like none of that shit mattered. He said how important the game was now. Like they need to make sure that happened, but it's all irrelevant. I think people got a little too outraged. I think
But you know how it go with social media nowadays, though. Even
that's people though.
Yeah, people.
You know what I mean, like how often do you bend to the whims of outrage? Because the outrage be going in an hour, right? Like I kind of saw it like you're kind of speaking on. So I saw it. The minute I saw it, I said, well, you're right. I mean, it got to get played. It seems insensitive. And he did.
It is insensitive. It is insensitive.
He's like, I mean, I know it don't seem important, but y'all got to remember, this game is still important. And I believe, they haven't rescheduled it yet, which is really weird because it ain't no time now. What do we do? Push the playoffs back a week?
And like you said, Skip was right though, because like just the time frame and everything. Like,
be honest, like his tweets before that show some type of like empathy. You know what I'm saying? We read the tweets before that. It talks about like how crazy it was. You know what I'm saying? The hit and violent. He never seen anything like that, and the reaction to it was a little different. He spoke about that, and then he got into that. But I could get why people are riled up because at that point nobody's thinking about the game whatsoever. Everybody's worrying about his health, and like he looked like he passed away on the field damn near. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's more concerned about that. And here goes Skip.
Right.
Like,
hey, we got a game to play.
And people love to hate Skip anyway. He's just he's like Kanye and Trump, man. He in that same like bag, and them boys been quiet, so they're like, all right, here go one of them.
Skip got to get out here.
Let's hang on.
Take some shit. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, what he said, I didn't have an issue with because I did like you did. I wrote to read a little bit more, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, you just like you said, see, you got to read the room a little bit. They love to hate you as it is." But I will say the follow up, on the show where I'll ask y'all real quick. Is it all coming to an end? Are they there yet?
I think it's looking like it. I said this on the time. I think just from, and it's not even just situation. This past situation is being a little weird for them. So I think Club Shay Shay, and we know how media is kind of shifting, right? We say this shit all the time. I think Club Shay Shay is going to be something you probably take on more full time. We see more full time going forward within the coming years, I believe. So I think that's going to be the way for Shannon Sharpe is going full out with Club Shay Shay, just in my opinion.
I just can't. I couldn't tell you the vibes of it because I don't watch the show. And I just can't. I haven't been able to stomach Skip for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I just can't do it. It's just too. It's not believable. You know what I'm saying? Like his rants on Terrell Owens back in the day was just like not believable. His LeBron, him calling him LeBrick, and like him just calling LeBron trash. It's just not believable takes, man. So I just been stopped watching it for a while. But I don't think, I know a lot of times he's like to do things for reactions. I don't think that was one. I just think he just was seriously trying to get a good take off as far as like implications and be a journalist a little bit. But I get why people pissed too.
Yeah, you know, like I think I mentioned on here before, people that have been close to Skip say Skip believe all that shit he say. You know, we know the guy with terrible takes, and I think he believe all that shit he say too. So it's possible.
Yeah, you definitely.
Brax is unseasoned. Like Skip is like 105.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Brax is wet behind the ears.
In 10 years, Brax will be like, man, I had some dumbass goddamn ideas, boy. Right now, like he just don't know yet. But once he get older, he gonna realize, like, yeah, those some shitty takes. Skip has no idea that them takes are shitty, and that's frightening, bro.
I think it'd be interesting to see it unfold. Like, you know, Shannon got hot a couple of times. You know, he definitely got hot on this last one. He's like, bro, I can't even finish a monologue. And I'm like, it gets that way, you know.
No, I understand that because even though that show is a lot of interruption and going back and forth, but at that point in time, like, Skip, just shut up and let the man say what you got to say.
Right. That's when you know it's about to be about you. It's about to be a take about you, bro. Let the man get his space to get his shit off, man.
Yeah. Just 1 second, if you just get a man just a moment. But I know how it gets because what we do, you know, it's hard to balance that control and keep, you know, and when things do start to flare up a little bit, you
Skip ain't giving no damn time.
He
just jump right into it.
Right over it.
He's like, watch this. All right, I'm gonna just get my monologue off real quick, and then we'll allow him to retort. And he's talking. It's God damn it! I fucking knew it. I knew it. He just wouldn't let me get this done, man. So I don't know. It could be that felt very real to me. With recent stuff, I think it may be coming to it. And you know, Skip fought for Shannon to get on that show, so there's a relationship there. But maybe it's boiled over to where they can't really sit down and handle it like that no more. Maybe, I don't know. Interesting. I love since Shannon came.
But again, all this shit is still fresh too, man. So this could be over within the next week or so. So we'll see how.
He told the man put his glasses on 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Man, put your glasses back on. It's good, like, man, you finna do shit.
Yeah, I think Shannon was a little felt disrespected about some stuff he said about his career as well.
Yeah. Now that was bullshit too, though, because he's giving an honest take about how Tom Brady is. You know, he isn't Brady anymore. Well, hell, you know, he started taking personal shots at Shannon just from a professional.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, like
you ain't me.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
He was a junior on JV, averaging what, 2 points or whatever.
You imagine this, like talking crazy. You on the show with Shannon, and you just start talking crazy to him about football.
That's wild. That's some wild shit.
Like, Shannon Sharpe, bro. Maybe arguably one of the, if not the best tight ends, one of the best tight ends ever. And you gotta remember, he played in an era where they didn't throw the ball to the tight end like that, and he made that happen. And you sitting here talking crazy to this man. First off, he could flex on you about who's sitting at the table got more money, and it's also
flex on stupid shit.
I could kick your ass. I mean, we want to flex on stuff that, like, what are we talking about? I'm giving a journalistic take on Tom Brady, and now you're gonna tell me I ain't good as Tom Brady. Okay, bro. I guess that's what we doing now. Right. Your feelings hurt because I'm talking about your guy.
So whenever you say anything about LeBron James, that shit is invalid because you're nowhere near as good as LeBron James, or even
so just throw this out. That's not that game all day. We sit here and we talk about guys that play football and how they're level. we just talking about it from a journalistic standpoint, bro. I know all of those guys are way further superior athletes than I ever was or would have been. And we're just speaking on it from an objective place. And that's how you got to keep it. But Skip get hurt when you talk about it.
You talk about Brady, Belichick, the Cowboys, and
yeah. He gets real defensive, man.
Yeah.
Got to check that
Brady ain't even the best quarterback in Florida, bro.
Who, T-Law?
T-Law, baby. Y'all see them Jags, man. See y'all at the bank, baby. This shit going down this weekend. What's up?
I give him credit. He was scaring me a little bit, but he looked like he's getting comfortable. He's getting some weapons around him. I think Jags on the
get up out of here, man. We always try to rush this shit too, man. It's the second year. We always with a quarterback nowadays, especially. We try to rush to development. Remember back in the day, 2 3 years, we good money. But now, if it's not year one, people like to label these kids. Right. But year two, starting to get acclimated. I think the Jags did the right thing with drafting one and did even further did him a further service in regards to getting rid of Urban and getting an actual coach that understands, that understands and coaches.
That shit happened, TJ. You just brought that shit back.
That shit was crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That shit really happened.
That's insanity. You try to bury those kind of memories. I did not understand Urban Meyer at all. I knew Urban. I told everybody when they were doing that draft, I said, I don't think he it, man. He just guys he recruited. That's all he after. Luckily,
that motherfucker. That's exactly what he was doing. He had a couple of them with ETN and Lawrence.
They just like that. Fortunately, but after that, you look at the rest of that.
I don't think his talent eval was the problem. I think his shenanigans and his buy-in to just the coach of NFL and everything, bro. He was just out there bullshitting. He just wasn't. He was unserious as fuck out there.
Don't care about that shit no more. Yeah, I think he too rich. And he just looking for one. He was just looking for one more payday. I ain't care about all that shit.
No, he definitely got.
He didn't know who Aaron Donald was.
That was crazy.
Hey, come on, bro. Like,
you know who the best defensive player in the league was.
It's insane. It's almost impossible to know who Aaron Donald is.
Yeah,
that number 99 is pretty good.
You coach football.
Yeah, motherfucker, the best damn defensive player in the league. Just watch a film. Who was that 99 guy?
Have you guys seen this guy on film? This guy, his name's Aaron.
I got a restaurant to run. Young Floozy's grinding on me.
Hey, let's get up out of here, man. Yeah, we're up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody for holding us down. Hey, before we get out of here, make sure y'all visit mvpsports.ag. If you gambling any time right now, it's playoff times, the lines. If you one of the gambling guys, you on Twitter, getting that shit off, talking about the spreads and your parlays, man. Visit mvpsports.ag. Use coupon code ROLLUP. They're going to match your deposit 100% every single time, man. Maximize your winnings. mvpsports.ag.
All right, real quick before we exit, who we got on the championship game?
Georgia.
Come on, man. Damn frogs, bro. Ohio State blew the church's money. They dropped the offering plate, man. I don't know what they was doing. They had them boys. They should have been able to do something, but, Harrison got hurt. CJ Stroud couldn't put them on their back, man. That was the only opportunity. I don't see the Frogs being able to handle the Monstars.
Yeah, give me Georgia.
Georgia's a little banged up. TCU can be fun to watch, fun to play. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Georgia. I think Georgia big too. I think this is gonna be bounce back, a great defensive performance, and they kind of silence some of the naysayers. Something like Georgia 42-20, something like that.
I can see that. That sounds about right.
Something of that nature. All right.
I need the Frogs to pull off the upset somehow.
I mean, that'd be fun too. I mean, hell, who ever thought we'd see TCU as national champs in my lifetime? So I like seeing stuff like that too. That's just fun. That's a fun.
That would be cool to see, but I don't think it's that fairy tale ending though. We'll see.
I gotta ask you this because there's gonna be 2 or 3 Bethune dudes in my DMs if I don't ask you, bro. What's your expectations with Ed Reed, man? I know we talked about the hire real slightly and quick fast, but what's your overall opinion about Ed Reed and what's your expectation of him at BCU?
No, I have big expectations. A lot of people want to kind of correlate to Prime. I think I don't know, man. How can I put it? I just think from a football aspect, Ed Reed mind is he's a great defensive mind, man. Great. You hear Belichick talk about all the time. Probably the smartest safety to play the game, one of the smartest players to play the game, period, regardless of position. I think he'll bring a knowledge of wealth. I think he's going to bring in a lot of players too. Like who wouldn't want to, play on the air read. Now, my question is the staff. Who are you going to hire as far as the staff? I think you have a really good staff. I think Ed is a leader of men. He's one of the best leaders that I've seen. Me being a Ravens fan and just seeing what he did with the Ravens, pretty much instantly. Even though I was Ray Lewis' team, as soon as Ed came, he became an extension of Ray Lewis and one of the leaders on our team. So I think he's a really good leader of men, something we haven't seen in a long time at Cookman since I was playing there. I think things kind of tailed off these last couple of years with just leadership and holding guys accountable, things like that. I think Ed is going to do that, bring a lot of excitement to the city, a lot of excitement to Daytona. I'm happy, man. I'm really jacked. I'm going to get there. Going to go down in the spring, try to meet them and talk to the staff and things like that. And it's crazy because shit, like I said, I'm a Ravens fan, and Ed was my damn favorite safety growing up. So to kind of have that situation is surreal for me, but just from a football aspect, I think Cookman did a really good job. So I think Ed is going to do a lot of good things. I think it's a good spot for him.
Yeah, look for a Bethune-Cookman hat to possibly pop up on Cormani's signing thing, whatever he's supposed to do.
Wildcats, baby. Hey, Cormani.
Hat just slap up on top of it.
Moms, if you're listening to him, we're an hour down the road. You got your extension of UM. Come holler at us. You're going to be coached by the GOAT. Come on. We're going to get you an NIL deal with Bethune Grill. Get
chicken nice wing deal.
Yeah.
Baby. Come on, baby. Wings, baby.
Money McClain. Let's ride to Daytona.
All right, let's get the hell up out of here, man.
Throw y'all hat on too. Hey, one time I want to give a shout out to my man Bill Smoke, man. Just lawyer, helping us out with a whole lot of things on the roll-up side. Just want to give my guy a shout out out in the Tampa area, holding things down for us, man. Big appreciation, man. I'm with you, K. Big Rattlers, man. We still holding it down. Larry Young switch sides, bro. You the ops. We still rolling with the Rattlers around here, bro.
Dog, a Wildcat now, man. I appreciate
Wildcat,
it.
baby.
Always a game, baby.
You Cormani at heart. You the same vibes, bro.
Hey. You know something. Ed Lee is my guy. Like it's Ed, Sean. Hell, my third probably Duke Johnson, but for different reasons. But yeah, that's my guys, man.
Ed better get in that portal, man, because the classic is around the corner, fam.
Let's get it.
Let's get it here. Let's work.
And we out of here. It's the Rollers, it's the vibes. Like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next week. In between time, logo talks, whatever the information may be in our prospective programs, we'll keep y'all up to date, man. We appreciate y'all for holding it down. Any shout outs, fellas? Y'all good?
Peace.
Taylor Gang. We out of here.